Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ. I've got a new video for you today, a new Mario upgrade. I had an idea of either whether I wanted to spend some time on developing just one new idea for a Mario upgrade or power up, or whether I wanted to do a less polished version and some more ideas, like maybe 3 ideas for a power up, and then just kind of like roughly explain them. But I settled on just doing one idea as I can really spend some time and polish it out and make it look really nice and make a really nice page like we have today. So my idea for a new Mario upgrade is an item called the Thwomp block. Now, Thwomps are arguably one of the most iconic Mario enemies that we know of. You know, they slam down and crush you, and they're pretty indestructible. There are some other Thwomp variants, but that you can actually destroy with the like giant X's on the back, but I wanted to make and focus more on the unkillable kind of like indestructible version of it, which I think would make for some really cool game mechanics and some really fun gameplay actually. So we've just got a front view of Mario here. As you can see, it's not like Odyssey rules where in Odyssey, he throws his hat on any kind of like enemy or object or whatever he wants to become, and the hat always remains the same. It always remains red. Yet here, he literally collects the Thwomp block, and he actually turns into a Thwomp. He literally becomes stone. He literally becomes a Thwomp. And I've dubbed him Thwompario. And you can see he's got this front view here. He's got like these nice rounded edges and corners to go with more of the friendly Nintendo-y vibe that they always have with Mario. And he's got his face on the front here, and some extra little details like the cracks here that are covered up with like bandages here or whatever you would bandage this up with. And then we've got a back view, which looks really, really cool. Since he is basically just a square, I wanted to add little extra details on there that would make it way more interesting visually. So I've just got like the Mario Classic M on the back here that will be kind of just like painted on maybe roughly, on the back here it's like painted over like this square here, just adding a little bit more visual interest. And then we've got this big crack that forms at the back here. So because more than not, you'll when you like press A to rise up, and then when you release A to slam down, you'll most likely see like the back view of Mario when he crushes down. So it's important to have that back view. I also created this illustration here of what Mario would look like if he was actually in mid like crushing. Because my idea for the mechanics in the game was that you would press, once you turn into Thwompario, you would press A, he would rise up, shake like normal Thwomps, and then you would have to release A for him to come crashing down. And this is kind of like the face he would make with all these kind of like cool speed lines, and you'd have to make like a little quake, and he would like shake the screen, and all the enemies would fall over or lose their balance and stuff like that. Just trying to keep with the main Thwomp theme, but also making it more Mario. I also made this cool 3/4 in perspective view here as well, just to show what it would look like in perspective and how it would look in a 3D environment, because most Mario games now are in 3D, so you have to really kind of like design around that. I think this is a really cool concept. You could use this power up for a multitude of things, like maybe you could turn into Thwompario to slide down large hills, crash into other immovable objects like those brown bricks that are usually in Mario, or even crushing other thwomps, knocking enemies over, like I said, maybe blocking enemy attacks. Maybe you can use this form in a Bowser fight, like maybe you don't unlock it until the first Bowser fight, and you can turn into Thwompario, and you can like maybe block a lava stream or something that he throws at you by closing up like maybe these gaps in the stage, and the lava will flow back to Bowser and burn him. And then maybe you can maybe just rise up and crush and make a little quake to disrupt his footing, and he'll knock him over. I think that's really cool. I also made a Luigi version here, which will be thwompigi, as I've dubbed it, or you could just say Thwomp Mario or Thwomp Luigi. But I like the goofy terms of Thwompario and thwompigi. I made this Luigi Thwomp version a little bit taller and a little bit greener than the Mario version, just purely because Luigi's a little bit taller and his main color is green. So I wanted to have a nod to that. Kind of something in a similar style as the Mario Thwomp, except whereas the Mario one's a little bit more square, this one's a little bit more rectangular. Um, Again, he's got like the same sort of like stamp pattern on his back, with his classic green L and a big crack on there, just like I said, for a little bit more visual interest. I thought there could be two different ways you could use both of the forms, so it's not just, it doesn't matter what character you have. Um, they would just act the same, as I wanted some difference between them. So where in the Thwompario form, Mario's he can't actually rise as high as the Luigi one, but his quirks are stronger and he can crush enemies that maybe have headgear. They have like some of those Goombas that have like headgear or something, or the Hammer Bros or something. Um, he would be able to crush them outright. But the Luigi one isn't as strong, but he can raise higher than the Mario one, so you can use it to your advantage in stages. And I also thought that you could just break out and kind of like break out of the Thwomp form whenever you want to get through small gaps or through other stuff like that that you maybe need to get across. I also thought that the Thwomp form could be useful for getting across lava. No more worrying about having to make dicey jumps when you could just get the Thwomp block item, maybe at the stage of at the start of a Bowser stage, and then you can kind of almost act as like a raft for the other character. So maybe one player is playing as Luigi and you're playing as Mario. You get the Thwomp block and you turn into Thwompario. You can then roll around and then either crush enemies, or you can roll into a lava and act as almost like a raft. And then the character, you will get taken across like the lava stream, and then you can either like kill enemies to stop the other Thwomp form from being destroyed. Because if it's destroyed, because like with regular Thwomps, if you hit the M or the L on the back, you'll be forcibly kicked out of the Thwomp form, which I think makes it a little bit more fair. So you're not unkillable all of the time, and it doesn't have a time limit like the Star does. But yeah, that's the Thwomp Mario and Thwomp Luigi form. Like I said, I made the Thwomp block here. As you can see, I've made a front and a back view and a side view. It's a regular kind of a cube. I thought it could be probably the same size as like the classic Mario yellow question mark block, and except this will be rotating and turning around in the world, and it would flip between the angry awake and the sleep angry face, which I think would be pretty funny and make it a more unique item rather than a lot of the other Mario items, because a lot of the Mario items that he collects are usually just a very simple shape, either like the leaf or the mushroom, that just have like some eyes on them, and I don't feel like they have a little like really much personality or feel like an exclusive item, whereas this would be a very exclusive item. And you could collect this. You have to be regular Mario or regular sized Luigi to actually obtain the block. Otherwise, if you're too small, you won't be able to crush it, and you'll hit it with your fist, and you'll transform into Thwompario and Thwompigi. So that's how I've designed it. Same sort of color scheme as the kind of like obviously Thwomp forms there, just that kind of like dull-ish greenish blue color, which I kind of like, and then some yellowish here, dull yellow for the teeth. I also made like a small rotating animation as well to go along with this, just for fun, because why not? So as you can see, it flips and turns around here in the world. It's only a 4-frame animation, but I think it looks really, really cool, and it kind of highlights the uniqueness of this item. And just to finish out the page here, I've got a kind of like little instruction thing here of press A to crush, and you would press A and you would rise up, and then another bit of text would pop up saying release A to crush or something, something like that. Just something fun so it actually works in the world with the game mechanics, because usually Mario mechanics aren't exactly that complicated. So I just wanted to keep it simple. But yeah, that's the Thwompario and Thwompigi Thwomp block item power up and upgrade. Let me know how I did. Let me know whether you want me to design more upgrades for Mario, or what other Mario related stuff you might think that would look really cool for me to design. Let me know your own ideas. Would you like to use Thwompario, the Thwomp form? I think that'd be extremely fun, especially in a game like Mario, where you don't want your kind of like gameplay to be impeded. And yeah, let me know how it did. I do want to quickly mention that I have finally finished a portfolio of my artwork. So if you want to look at that and comment on it or share it or whatever, you're more than welcome to do. Just go to my Twitter in the description and I'll take you to my Twitter and you'll be able to find my latest Twitter post there where you can find a link to my portfolio. Um, so yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.